For a Muslim, the truth is not just being accurate in what you say. It also means that you're going to be accurate in your intention to go with it. Because you could be accurate, real accurate, and still be lying. Because you could just not say all the truth. You could just say part of the truth. Or you can say all the truth, but not let the person understand how it comes, what it's relevant to. That'd still be a lie. I've never met any other group of people. I've met individuals, of course, who are truthful. But I never met a group of people more responsible for giving messages correctly than I have with Muslims. I never saw this from other people. When somebody gives you amana and they said, I need you to tell Abdullah that I'm real sorry, I couldn't see him before I caught the plane, I have to go. So when you see him, tell him I said. Now your brain is already clicking in. Abdullah, the Shaykh is leaving. He's given me an amana and I got to remember what he said. So when you go to him, you're going to say, Shaykh had a message, it's amana, I have to give it to you. Now, even if I said stuff that you don't particularly agree with, you will tell him exactly what I said because that was the amana given to you. True or false? There's no doubt about it. And I promise you that's not the case in the rest of this society that we live in. You have no idea, really, the value of the truth unless you've lived without it. And then when it comes to you, it is sweet. And it is beautiful. And those who live it, speak it, and practice it, they're beautiful people. I want to mention something to you that I've heard quite a lot of in the last 17 years. And I take exception to it and I don't agree with it. Because I don't believe it's the truth, although I've heard a lot of Muslims say it. The statement says, if you want to know Islam, you have to look to the Quran and the Sunnah, don't look at the Muslims. Because if you look at the Muslims, you don't want to know. Even the statement that someone said, if I would met Muslims first, I wouldn't even become a Muslim. Have you heard statements like this? Some of you may have fallen into this trap. This is not true. It only has some tiny truth in it, but it is not true. From a person who was not Muslim, didn't even know any Muslims, till I was in my late 40s. I immediately could see the difference between Muslims and non-Muslims on that one topic alone, the truth, and how valuable it is. So I say, if you want to know what's Islam, look to the good Muslims. Because if you said you can't find Islam, and like this is some sheikh even said it like this, that he went to Europe and when he came back, he made this statement that he found Islam without Muslims, and then when he gets back home, he finds Muslims without Islam. A very famous statement. I'm not going to say who said it, doesn't matter. The point is that is not a good statement. That does more damage than it does good. In the Jummah khutbah, the Imam is supposed to admonish the community, and there's no doubt about it. But he still has a responsibility not to go too far. And that's going too far. Because when you do that, here's what the next thing will happen. And it has happened. We find ourselves criticizing the Muslims for their shortcomings and praising the non-Muslims, and they don't even have the aqidah to know la ilaha illallah. Have you heard this happen? Yeah. They'll be saying, oh, man, you know, this guy so-and-so, he's not a Muslim, but man, you know, he was very good with the business dealing we had with him, and he was and he was on time. Wow. And then immediately on, the Muslims, they don't pray and they don't fast and so on and so on and so on. And without realizing it, without thinking about it, you're absolutely doing the worst thing you can do to your own iman. You are basically throwing your belief in the toilet. You got me? It's not good. What is the order in Islam on how to look at your brother? If he makes even a mistake, do you immediately criticize or give excuse? Give him excuse? But only once? Twice? 3? 7 times 70. 7 times 70. What do you give him 1? Example. We see our brother. Here comes Tariq. He's coming along. Hey, man, there's Tariq over there. Hey. Oh, my God. Man, look. He's got a can of beer in his hand. Ooh. Astaghfirullah. What's that? Is that a cigarette he's got too? I don't know. It looks like he's got cigarettes and beer and everything. And look where he's going, man. He went in that place over there with all the women and stuff. Oh, wow. Astaghfirullah, man. And he's always out there in Fajr acting like he's some guy. Oh, man. Next time I see somebody, anybody, hey, you know Tariq? Tariq who? You know Tariq. Abu Abdullah. Oh, yeah. Man, I don't want to say anything about anybody, but you had never seen him with any beer cans, have you? Or smoking or going over that place over on such Main Street over there with the, huh? You saw him over there? I mean, I don't want to say anything, but you know. I mean, I got to tell the truth. When Sheikh was here from America, he told us we got to tell the truth. I got to tell you, man, astaghfirullah. We didn't give him one excuse. What would happen? What would happen on the Day of Judgment if we found that what we said about him got spread around and other people spread it around and it got back and it damaged his reputation, damaged him, and all he would say is, Allah knows best. Allah knows best. But then it comes on us. And come to find out what he was doing, there's a hadith of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, whoever clears the way for the believers is getting an act of charity for each little thing he gets rid of. So when he reaches down and picks up that empty beer can, half-empty beer can, and the cigarette that was laying there, looks for the closest place to throw it, and there's a door over there, you stick it in there, throw it in the trash, and you went on his business. And you did what? Ooh, big problem. You didn't even give him one excuse. So I want to come back now to our topic because it's very critical for us today. In spite of what other people are doing to us and attacking and saying the things that they're saying, we cannot do what they do. Now, this has been going on since before I got to Islam. Some of the Christians were down in South Africa really going after their business. That's what they do. This one group, the Jehovah's Witnesses. There's another group called the Mormons, but Jehovah's Witnesses were down there really pumping it up and blowing it out, with all their spiel that they've got. So some of the Muslims were taking exception to that. One of them ran across a series of some books that were 150 years old from one of the scholars in India who had developed this whole thing to respond back to those who were converting Muslims to Christianity. So this one, he takes it, and it was a good orator, a good speaker, and a big guy on top of that. And he starts going after them and turning them around in their tracks They couldn't wait to run away from this guy. But then it turns into debates, and then it becomes like a public thing, and then it becomes like, okay, half the room will be filled up with Christians, the other half will be filled up with Muslims. Huh? The Christians came. Sometimes more Christians than the Muslims. And this was the case down in Louisiana. And they brought the man all the way from South Africa to Louisiana. And they had a debate. It became very famous. They made videotapes, spread it all over the world.